Good evening. Hello. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Welcome back to Don't Get Spooked, a very special Christmas episode. Now, I know what you're all thinking. Where's the wheel? Well, like I said last time, we replaced the wheel with a beautiful Christmas tree and decided to handle things a little bit different this time. Heath, what do we do this time?
This time, we're going to give each other gifts and gifts of suggestions for storylines. And we have gifts for each round. There's 3 cards per round. We're going to open the gift, read off the card, and go from there. So it'll be interesting. I haven't seen Rob's cards. Rob has not seen my cards. So this is totally like out of the
first time I will have seen any of these cards, which is refreshing for me because this entire season I've been responsible for running all these prompts. I literally feel like a kid on Christmas morning right now because I have no idea what's in front of me. So for the first time this season, I'm like, actual surprises. I am really stoked, although mildly afraid because I think it's my turn to go first, right?
Yes, it is.
Should have played that a little differently. But I get to open presents, so without further ado,
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Rob. Round 1, opening presents.
Random.
Rip it open. All right, round 1. Round 1. All right. First card, cookies and milk. All right. The Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come. Oh, I love the Christmas Carol. That's going to be great. So we have the Reaper, basically, and wrapping paper. Okay, so cookies and milk, wrapping paper, and the Reaper, which is basically all the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come is, right? All right. All right, let's get into this. I'll have to basically find some fun Christmas music for this episode.
Okay.
This time, we got the trusty timer with us. We got to turn this on. So there we go. You added a
Reset.
2 minutes on the clock.
All right.
And watch Rob holiday squirm. Why do I feel like yours are going to be way more wholesome than mine?
No.
Mine are twisted. Okay, and go. So we're going to take things back to the beginning of the season. Joe Meathead, after having the year of his life, losing a brother, finding a rotary phone that can call the past, has decided to take it easy for Christmas. Just kind of stay home, watch a flick, wrap some presents, and just kind of down some cookies and milk. So Joe gets comfortable, turns on his favorite and my favorite Christmas movie, and he begins to wrap the presents for his family. And he's got like the Nintendos, and he's got the socks, the obligatory underwear for the cousin he hates the most. And as he's wrapping, he has these beautiful cookies that his sister Joanne, who just had a really horrible bear encounter a few weeks ago, baked for him because Joe can't bake. So Joe Meathead is eating some cookies, drinking some milk, wrapping some presents, and watching the Christmas Carol. And as he's watching, I had to see the clock. As he's watching, he's like, I wonder what it'd be like to be visited by the spirits of Christmas. Because it seems like only rich, curmudgeonly people get visited. And he runs a gym. He might run Meathead Gym, but he's not exactly what you'd call super rich. He's like, I wonder what it'd be like for me to be visited. So he's wrapping presents and he's drinking his milk. And the lights in his house begin to flicker and kind of go wild and crazy. And lightning starts striking off outside. And his house goes completely black. And weird bells start ringing inside his house. His door flies open, smoke pours in, and all of a sudden, a character very similar to the Grim Reaper walks in. But it's not the Grim Reaper, it's the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come. And Joe's thinking to himself, like, wait, why are we skipping to the end? And on that note, it is Heath's turn.
All right.
Round 1.
Okay. So we've got Ghosts of Christmas Future.
Yet to Come, wrapping paper
and milk and cookies. All right, so here we go. Thanks, Rob, for the
You're
gift.
very welcome. Merry Christmas, my friend. Thanks for a delightful season. Thanks for the presents.
All right, let's see what happens here. We've got a teenager that still believes in Santa The Northern Lights. Wow. And a ravenous teddy bear. Teddy Ruxpin.
Those are the tamest of my cards.
Yeah. These are the tamest. Okay.
Yes. It gets a little weird later.
All right. So
a little weird.
we've got Joe Meathead.
Yes, Joe Meathead. We took it back.
He was wrapping his gifts.
Drinking his cookies.
Milk and cookies. Lights, electricity outside. Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come appears.
Yep.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
And go.
All right, so as the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come walks up to Joe Meathead, you know, the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come doesn't talk. He just kind of points, right? So Joe Meathead doesn't put two and two together that this guy doesn't talk. And he's asking him all kinds of questions like, hey, are you here for me? When is this going to happen? How does it happen? And as he says that, the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come points. And he points to a materialized bear. And the bear is frothing at the mouth because he is just ravenous with hunger because, you know, bears hibernate in the wintertime.
For sure.
It's Christmas.
They do.
Bears are normally asleep, but for some odd reason, this bear is awake, out of hibernation, and it's time to get in my belly. So, Joe Meathead runs outside, and the Ghost of Christmas Future follows him outside. And Joe goes, I can't believe this is happening. This is how I'm supposed to die. And the ghost points up to the sky. And Joe looks up, and it's the most beautiful series of northern lights that you could imagine. And Joe starts getting all emotional. And he says, like, this is so wonderful. It's so beautiful. I don't want to die. And the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come points again at a child, a teenager, if you will, Joe Jr. And he points to him and he says,
Aww.
Joe goes, oh, that's it, my son. He still believes in Santa. There it is.
Well done. That got really emotional. This is turning into a beautiful Christmas story.
I think mine, like you said, mine are more wholesome.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah. You are in for a treat. You are in for a treat. Awesome. Like I said, when we were tasked with creating cards for each other, I can't just write Santa Claus because maybe Heath is going to write Santa Claus. Yeah. I can't write Frosty the Snowman. So like, I was thinking like, what can I write that'll be completely redonkulous, although super silly, but will also give me the edge and maybe win? Because there's a certain card in there that like I actually argue with myself, like, should I put that in there?
Okay.
But you know what? I totally did, because that's how Rob rolls. Yay, presents! All right. Present number 2. I get you on my present. Yeah. Throw the paper away. Oh, all right. 3 cards. All right, so to move on to round 2, Act 2, round 1, I have an advent calendar. I like your theme. Oh, you have a theme. You have Scrooge, an advent calendar, and carolers. You have no idea how much I love the Christmas Carol.
Oh, really?
It's like my favorite
story.
I didn't know. It's my favorite Christmas. This is a treat. See? Okay. Oh, it's my favorite Christmas story. Christmas Carol. I've forced my family to watch it live. I forced them to watch almost every single version. Actually, I forced them to watch a brand new one last night that I was less than impressed by.
Oh, okay.
Less than impressed.
Okay.
We're not gonna call out things here, but I'll tell you all about it later.
All right.
The one we saw last night was less than impressed by.
Okay.
All right. So Joe Meathead is having an emotional moment.
Yes, he is. Very emotional.
He is having a backwards Christmas Carol because he started with Yet to Come.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't get his old Jacob Marley visit.
Right.
But for some reason, he's pointing at his kid. There's a Northern Lights. There's a ravenous teddy bear inside his house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's on a journey. Okay. And timer, you ready? I'm gonna start that for me, brother. Thank you. There we go. So Joe, emotional, feeling the Christmas spirit. although slightly afraid because there's a giant looming Death Reaper over his shoulder pointing at Ross things. He knows how the carol ends. He knows that somehow, or he feels that somehow, the Reaper, the death that yet to come, is going to point in his grave. So Joe starts to think, like, what is it that I've done with my life that somehow will end me up in a grave, an early grave? So he starts to basically think back through all his Christmases. And in that moment, flash, flash, in his thinking, he enters this kind of like ethereal realm. And upon the wall, there are 24 boxes.
Nice.
It's like an ethereal advent calendar. So yet to come points at number 1. Joe walks up and he pulls the door open for number 1. And out shoots the stream of shadow and stars and crystal. And he finds himself in old-time England. Standing in front of no other than Scrooge and Marley's, or Marley and Scrooge's if we're being exact. But Marley's name has been scrubbed off by time, and he sees what we can only imagine is Ebenezer Scrooge sitting in his chair counting coins. But where good old Bob Cratchit should be is none other than Joe Meathead counting coins.
Nice.
And at that moment, as in the Christmas Carol, a bunch of carolers roll up to Scrooge's singing carols. God rest ye merry gentlemen. Thank you. Scrooge pulls the door open, grabs his ruler, and goes to swinging them. And Joe takes that opportunity to slowly slink inside, because we know in any Christmas Carol, Joe can't be seen, he can't be heard. He's a spirit. He's there only as an observer. And he stands over the table where Cratchit should be sitting, and he looks at himself.
Nice. Nice.
I like the path this is taking. This is fun.
All right, here we go.
Now I feel almost sorry for these cards. Almost. I feel almost sorry.
Present number 2.
Present number 2. Act 2.
Wow, you did a great job taping this too. There we go.
My friend, for you, I use only the finest of the Scotch's tape. The finest Scotch money can buy.
Alrighty, so we have poisoned apple cider.
I have a horrific mind.
Ooh, Krampus's evil twin, Swampus.
Or swamp ass.
And a 6,000 twinkle lights. Wow.
6,000 twinkle lights.
Wow.
I truly am sorry. I wish we could continue with your tale, because I love the Christmas Carol. But in the spirit of Christmas and like family, it's my turn to F you over. Enjoy.
Give. Yeah. It's better to give than to receive.
I'm all about the giving. I'm all about the giving. But you know what? This is going to be fun for you and me. Tell me when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
Wow, that was fast. I'm impressed. Merry Christmas, go.
So as Joe Meathead is looking at the scene with Scrooge and Cratchit, or Joe, he sees Joe reach out for his mug that's normally on his desk and gets ready to take a big super swig of his apple cider. And the spirit of Joe realizes that this might be it. This might be the poison apple cider that maybe puts him in his early grave. And before he can reach out and try and stop himself from drinking it, these lights from outside of the shop just make it go from twilight to daylight, broad daylight, because it's 6,000 twinkling lights, LED. And it stops the actual Joe Meathead Cratchit from about to swallow the poison apple cider. That saves his life.
Magical.
And he realizes, oh, thank God, this wasn't it. This wasn't the moment where I go to my early grave. So they go outside, the actual Joe Meathead and the spiritual go outside to see where all these lights are coming from. And the lights are so bright that they have to shade their eyes. And as they do, they can see that the lights are coming from someone holding all these twinkle lights. And it turns out it's the evil twin of Krampus, Swamp Ass. And he's doing this like the Pied Piper to lure Christmas carolers closer and closer to their demise.
Yes! That is amazing. You got it. Wow. Wow. Oh, evil plan is not working.
It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy.
Like we said in episode 1, it's not meant to be easy. Oh, we brought it home. It's a Christmas miracle. All right, Act 3. I choose stroke. Oh, sweet. Mine just gets uncomfortable. All right. Christmas presents. The Heat Miser. Again, one of my favorites. The Who's from The Grinch and Mistletoe. Oh, how we get there? How are we gonna get there?
I just threw random Christmas stuff out there.
You did good. You did good. I got an idea.
But it's still wholesome, and
mine are not wholesome. I didn't go for wholesome. That's not the jam we live in. All right, I can do this. I actually have an idea how to make this work. All right. And I'll do it.
Sure.
All right, cool. So good old Swamp Ass is drawing in carolers. And Joe looks back at yet to come. And he's like, what does this have to do with me? I don't understand. So yet to come points at the ground. Joe looks down because I dare you to point at the ground and your friends, see if your friends look down, because I guarantee every time you point at something, people will look. So Joe looks down and he falls through a chute. He returns back to the ethereal realm. And this time, as opposed to being on a giant advent calendar, the numbers are basically surrounding him. And they're swirling in a swirly motion. And he tries to grab the number 2 because he's like, I have to follow the order. But every time he goes to grab these different numbers, he hits first 16, then 14, then 12, then 13, then 5. And as he's doing this, these different images are popping up that seemingly have nothing to do with him. He sees the Heat Miser from one of his favorite cartoons, The Year Without Santa Claus. He's like, oh, I love that. Oh, let's get in there. But then this swirls past him. He can't grab it. Then he grabs another one. And good old lucky number 13, he pulls out the Grinch and he sees the Who's dancing around a Christmas tree. He's like, oh, I love this. Let me get in there. But just as he goes to dive in, he gets swept up. And he finally gets a hold of good old number 9. And he grabs number 9, pulls it open, and flash. And then when he does that, he finds himself at a wedding chapel on Christmas Eve. And there he is with Mrs. Meathead. We'll call her Ophelia, for lack of a better choice at the moment. Love you, baby. And underneath the mistletoe is where they got married. And Joe kisses Ophelia. And then he grabs his chest and begins to convulse. And the Reaper points.
Okay. Alrighty. The final round.
I feel really bad about this one.
The last gift.
I really do.
Gift.
It is a gift
Rob.
from Rob with love. Yeah. There's
Let's see how sick and twisted this
there's
one
only
is.
one card, really. The more I think about it, the more I think you can make it work. Because I have faith in you. You're doing great so far.
We'll see.
I feel like we just killed Joe, though. Joe just grabbed his chest. Just having a moment. Would it have been hilarious if the bag was empty?
Yes, it would. I was thinking that for a second. I was like, oh, maybe this is...
The gift to you is free choice.
Aha. So, we have a zombie Santa.
Zombie Santa.
Spirit of Christmas, but rapey. Okay, now. A disgruntled, out-of-work toy maker.
Okay. If you think about the second one, there's a really famous Christmas and you can make work with that. You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm drawing blank.
And Rob wins. Merry Christmas to me!
Okay, let's see here. Okay.
I like how neither one of us picked the obvious things, though. Like there is no Santa Claus. What sort of?
Yeah.
There's no Frosty. There's no Rudolph.
Yeah.
In an effort to get one up on each other, we avoided all the normal Christmas.
The mainstream.
things.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Because I figured that's what you would put down, and you
I
probably figured that's what I would put down.
I didn't figure you would. I wanted to plan for in case you did.
Ah, okay.
So, but I had a plan to see in case we both chose the same thing. I mean, unlikely occasion, we both chose the same thing. Like, I have an idea for that too. But are you ready, my friend, to close this story out? Joe's about to die.
Joe's about to die. He's at the wedding
Sees
chapel
life
under
flash
the
before his
mistletoe.
eyes. I've cheated a few times.
Yeah, I think I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah. And
Can I make a Christmas request
Sure.
for your story? Are you sure I can make a Christmas request? So Joe's son still believes in Santa.
Okay.
Okay, that's my request. That's what I'm going to say. Ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Go.
All right, so Joe is at the chapel under the mistletoe. Everyone's kissing and hugging and happy and all this other stuff. And in the corner there, Joe notices that there's this guy, and he's kind of like being a curmudgeon. He's got a sour puss, just a total sour puss. And it's like kind of low-key putting a damper on everything, the festive mood. And Joe kind of, discreetly sort of goes around out of the crowd and walks up to the guy and he goes, "Hey man, this is a happy time. You should be happy for me. What gives with the sourpuss?" And he's all, I just finished my 12-hour shift making toys. I hate it. I hate this job. It sucks. And Joe's like, "Hey man, it's you can change. You can do other things. You don't have to. This is not your career, your life. Your being doesn't include just making toys." He's like, and he goes off and he drinks his drink. And Joe's like, "Man, what a curmudgeon." And as the angry, disgruntled toy maker goes outside to finish his drink and have a lung dart, he sees someone grab his head from the side of the window and literally and starts eating his brains. And he's like, "What the hell is going on here?" And Joe kind of gingerly kind of peeks out and he sees Santa Claus, or so he thinks, just kind of chowing down on this guy's head. And he's like, "What the hell is going on here?" And as he says that, Santa looks up and his eyes are bloodshot. And he's like, "It's a zombie Santa, no!" Out of time.
And I win by 1 point.
Yeah, this one was...
Baby, it's cold outside.
Yeah, that's true. That's where I could have gone that way. That's where I should have said, as the guy goes outside to smoke, his wife, the disgruntled guy's wife goes, "Baby, it's cold outside. I want you to stay."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, damn it. That was good. That was good, Rob.
It was
was
awesome,
good.
my friend. That was a fantastic Christmas tale.
Yeah,
That was wholesome-ish.
ish.
It was
Yeah.
wholesome-ish. It was good.
I couldn't get that one. That would have been good.
You did good, though. You did. You made it work.
It is kind of rapey.
It's
Kind
a
of.
really rapey song. It's not kind of rapey.
Yeah.
I was telling Max yesterday, like, I like to think of it actually, instead of it being like a "baby, it's cold outside" being rapey, I like to imagine the guy as a narcissist. So like when he's singing his lines, he's staring at himself in the window. So like it becomes less uncomfortable and more egotistical. Like this woman's trying to talk to him, but he's so full of himself that he's not even listening. He's like, think of the song, right? If you think of the song, next time you hear the song, sing along to it in your head and imagine the dude is staring out the window at himself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It'll be up to your knees out there, right? Baby, it's cold outside. I don't want to go outside. Like he loves himself too much.
I want you to stay.
I want you to stay. Exactly, right?
Yeah.
I'll put a record on because he loves records. It's like the Garfield thing. You erase Garfield from like the Garfield comics. John's just talking to himself. That's where I got the idea from. Remove the woman from the equation. It's a woman in the corner talking to him, but he's so full of himself. He's like Frank Sinatra. He's not even he doesn't care. Right? That's an old timey song. He doesn't care. Yeah. He's talking to himself.
That's good.
Yeah. So I like to think of it like that as opposed to like being
because I'm sure I'll hear
undertones.
I'm sure I'll hear this song at some point in time throughout the holiday season, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be like, okay, he's looking in the mirror.
Sit and think of it. Exactly right. Next time you hear the song, think of it from the perspective of the guy talking to himself, completely ignoring the woman in the room, which is not a way to behave either, gents. Yeah. Don't behave like that either. I'm just saying, it becomes less creepy if you think about it through a new perspective. And that's what this whole game show's about, perspective. All right, with that said, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Rob.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Love you, brother.
Love you too, brother. Brother. Guys, it's been a great season, been a great year. Thanks for hanging out and being with us over these last 6 episodes. It's been a lot of fun. So DGS will return, hopefully with some new surprises. We're going to try to figure out the scoring mechanic because this tying thing, no fun.
We want bragging rights.
We want to brag, exactly. So with that said, thank you for being here. We wish nothing but the greatest holiday season to you and your family. We appreciate you. We're grateful for you. You are gifts to us. Thank you for being here. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
All right, brother. Love you, man. Merry Christmas, everybody. We'll see you next time. Have a really wonderful holiday. Mwah!